Come in.
Oh, I'm sorry, I tried to stop him.
Oh, it's okay.
Dr. Carmichael? Oh, love the blouse. May I sit?
Of course.
Look, I know you're busy, so I won't take up too much of your time. What a charming receptionist, Lily. Lily, was that her name? I don't know. Either way, she's adorable.
So, how can I help you, Mr...
Hate to be a diva, but really? You don't know who I am? Oh, it's hardly surprising. My career has lost some of its oomph of late. Dino De Angelis.
Oh, wait a minute. I do know you.
Do I detect a slight fraudeur, Doctor? Oh, how disappointing. You've judged me without even knowing what I've got to say.
I know who you are. You're a far-right demagogue who poses as a free thinker. You use your platform to spread racism and bigotry.
Really? Is that what you've heard in the mainstream media? I'm a free speech activist, Dr. Carmichael. The world needs more freedom of speech. You can't disagree with that, surely? There's a war on free speech. How many times have you been called out for telling an obese patient to watch their diet and referred to as a fat shamer?
It has happened.
That's the thought police, Doctor. And if they can get to a strong, confident, intelligent woman like you, just think how insidious their influence is. That is what the book's about. And before you ask, yes, it does have a bearing on my health. I'm getting panic attacks. I'm hounded by trolls everywhere I go, and frankly, it's affecting my nerves.
It must be awful for you.
And all because I refuse to kowtow to the thought police. No, darling, you're not voluptuous. You're not Rubenesque. You're obese.
I'm not against plain speaking.
Well, that's all I'm saying. I just call a spade a spade.
So, you're something of a martyr.
You'd be surprised the level of bile aimed at me from so-called liberals. It's stressful, I'll admit it.
Have you been taking any other anti-anxiety medication apart from the fluoxetine?
Paroxetine, sertraline. I'm pretty much the poster boy for drugs ending in "ine."
And they haven't worked?
Only in making me nauseous.
SSRIs aren't for everyone. There are anxiolytics, but they take time to build up in the system. So for now, I'm afraid the advice is, for this evening, just to avoid stress. Avoid things like caffeine. And you may want to consider stopping these public speaking engagements altogether.
Look, you forget, Doctor. I'm on a mission. Perhaps I can change your mind about me. Come along this evening.
I doubt it.
Well, I will put you on the guest list anyway. You have nothing to lose but your prejudices.
It was Bear's suggestion, actually, but I think it's a good idea.
I agree. I think Al should go away for a bit. And we can make the schedule work, no problem. We'll hammer that out at the mill tomorrow, if you like. But look, speaking of schedules, you're picking Joe up from school, right?
Ah, yes, I was thinking of asking the babysitter.
Why is that?
Well, I had this patient today who gave me a ticket to a talk that he's giving tonight, and I was thinking of going.
Okay, anything interesting?
He's a political extremist.
Excuse me?
Dino De Angelis. Have you heard of him?
Yeah, I've heard of De Angelis. Yeah, he's an opportunist and a cynic, and he hides behind this outrageous persona. It's as if everything he says is about freedom of expression, but scratch the surface just a tiny bit, and the guy is an unreconstructed racist. Does that make me a member of the thought police?
Well, no, and you've helped me decide. I am going to go. Bye now.
I got pushed, but there's always violence at any event he's involved in.
Who are we talking about?
Some hardcore extremist.
Not this one, you mean?
You've got to be joking.
I didn't buy it. He gave it to me.
He was here.
Briefly. So, what you've got is a sprain. Just aspirin for the pain and keep it as still as possible, and I can see if one of the nurses could bandage it for you.
It's fine. I'll get a wrist support from the chemist on campus. Thanks, Doctor.
You're not thinking of attending the talk this evening, are you?
I'm going to the Q&A afterwards. People say I'm validating him by engaging in debate, but it's an opportunity to really grill him.
Sure. Wait. What do you want?
Stabbing him in the back, seriously.
Look,
You had even me fooled there. I didn't think you were that much of a lowlife.
I had no choice.
Don't give me that. Clay would have done anything to help you. Doesn't mean anything to someone like you, though, does it?
Of course it does.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. So, thanks again to you, the valiant few who fought your way through the protesters in order to be here and champion free speech this evening. Now, any questions, thoughts, anyone? Ah! Excellent, Dr. Carmichael, a wonderful local GP with a penchant for telling it how it is. So glad you could be here this evening.
You've talked a lot this evening about freedom of speech and freedom of thought, but it strikes me that those things don't mean very much unless you have something to say. People call you a racist, an apologist for fascists, but I can't help noticing you're rather coy when it comes to your own real opinions. Would you mind practicing your own freedom of speech and giving us your real opinion on, say, the subject of race?
Well, that's a wonderful question. I don't think my own views are important.
It would be great for us all here if you could actually answer the question.
I could tell you his real views on race.
I try and spend as little time as possible in the company of Asians. I don't like you. I don't like your ugly language. I don't like your food, your daft religion. I don't like, and this is going to sound so childish when I say it out loud, but trust me, it's true. I don't like being around you.
Well, trolls are taking over the sound system and not even allowing me to speak, which actually really makes my point, right?
This is you speaking, Aaron. Yes, this man isn't European or whatever his fake name is trying to suggest. His name is Aaron. He's my brother and he's Asian.
Well, these days we can all reinvent ourselves, can't we?
Because you're not European.
You mean I'm not white?
Finally, the penny drops.
That other voice is Rick Archer. He's standing over there. He organised this whole event. Want to come over and take a bow? No?
I can't be responsible for something someone else says. I do.
Just slow and calm. In and out, through your nose. That's it. That's better. Are you okay?
Just about.
Great. Thank you. Take a few sips.
Oh, God. That was a car crash. Social media is going to crucify me.
Really? That's all you're thinking about?
I have followers to please. This is my livelihood, and you just couldn't wait to humiliate me. Typical. Tall poppy syndrome. You just had to cut me down to size.
You think I'm jealous? This is about good and bad, right and wrong.
Please. And as for you, Doctor,
I have got as much right to freedom of speech as you do. And quite frankly, I don't relish bringing my son into a world with people like you in it. Well, you need lots of rest. And hold off on the public speaking. For all of our sakes.